What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night.
Drew still has no pants.
Drew is not wearing pants, and he made a choice today. Actually, while we're here, I'm gonna straighten our camera out a little bit while we're waiting on our audience to kind of build up a little bit.
I love sitting on the couch because it brings me closer and it makes me feel better. But
the mics are
the mics. We might. I don't know if we have another choice, but we might need to look into
finding a new way to do the microphones.
Yeah,
I agree. I've been thinking about it all the time. Who's the special guest? We have no special guest today.
Special guest is the cooler.
Just old Brian Kelly. No special guest tonight because we've got an important show to get through, and I've been teasing it all day. That all good things must come to an end, and we're gonna get there eventually tonight. But we want to build up an audience here first, so go ahead and hit that share button. Let your people know that we're here. Get the word out. Let's have a good time tonight. We need to both got some stuff going on. We both need to get our minds off some stuff.
Yeah, that's a big point of why I really enjoy doing this show.
Yeah, it's an outlet to be able to come in and kick back and relax and forget about everything for a good hour and a half.
And that's exactly the sentiment that I bring towards softball. Once I walk into the ballpark, my day-to-day does not matter.
Everything's gone.
I'm there to hang out with my friends, have a blast, and just kind of let loose. And I picked that up from a previous boss of mine because I was 19 years old, got my first real quote unquote big boy job. I wasn't serving tables anymore, wasn't bus boy. Like I was working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And I still had a lot to learn, obviously, about being a man and working in the real world. And not diminishing servers in the slightest, but there's a lot you can get away with at a restaurant that you can't at like a desk job.
Oh, absolutely. I'm about to find that out.
But he basically we did 30, 60, 90-day check-ins, reviews, and during the 30-day review, he noticed that I had been checking my phone a whole lot. And we weren't allowed to have phones on the floor. I was working at a physical therapy. Excuse me, a physical. Ooh, too many Mickey Slims.
Quite a few already.
But I was working at a physical therapy office, and we weren't allowed to have our phones on the floor while we're working with patients for obvious reasons.
Right.
So, but I left mine at a desk behind the counter. And every now and then I'd go, whenever I felt like I had a moment, I'd go check it. Well, apparently that was a little too obvious and a little too often for his liking. So during my 30-day review, he told me about it, and he said, I don't care. Once you walk through that door to show up for work and you clock in, nothing else matters. This is your time to just focus on work, the patients we have at hand. Nothing else matters.
In a lot of capacities, that's healthy.
Yeah, and so he was like, obviously, if like your mom's in the hospital, like something's going on like that, obviously, like let us know, talk to us about it. We'll go from there. But from the standpoint of, oh, we don't want you like making plans for dinner, like in the middle of the floor. Fair. While you're supposed to be tending to patients and stuff. So it was more in the capacity of it was more in that capacity rather than, oh, my mom's in the hospital, I need to go check on her. Like, no, it was the wrong reasons for being on your phone at work.
Right.
And like I said, I was 19 years old. I still had a lot to learn. Thankfully, I had enough of my mind working at that point in time that I took it to heart. Instead of just going, whatever. I took it to heart, and that's how I live whenever I go to work now. Whenever I go to the softball field, that's my happy place. Whenever I come here, happy place. I can just forget about the world and just live here for an hour, hour and a half.
It is nice to be able to just disconnect. Honestly, it's disconnecting through connecting. I guess,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, and that's why, that's why we enjoy doing this. This is kind of become my only outlet for that now. Since the injury, so I kind of get that. It's one night a week, and I look very much forward to it every week. It's tough when we don't get to do it, and some things are gonna change here in a couple weeks. That it's gonna shift a little bit, but we're still gonna be doing this. So there's your little teaser if you've been looking for it. We're not gonna. We're not stopping the show. I know a few people today, which is exactly what I wanted. Like, you guys aren't going to stop the podcast, are you? Like,
it was the way you kept wording everything. I knew what was going on, and I'm listening and reading word for word what you're putting out, and I'm like, I see what he's doing here.
Clickbait.
I see what he's doing here.
I'm clickbaiting. And yes, Danielle, I completely agree. Also, I see Shelby there in the comments. We love you, Shelby.
12-minute.
All it takes is a 12-minute conversation to change your day. These are 60-minute conversations, 60 to 90.
Is that a reference to something that's going over my head like a buzz cut?
I'm not 100% sure. If it is, I'm missing it. For me and my wife, all it takes is a 12-second interaction, and our nights get better.
Yeah, I was going to say 12-minute. Man, I don't need 12 minutes to have a better day. I just call Kyle.
What are we doing for the other 11 and a half?
I call Kyle and about 2 seconds into the phone call. Hey, I'm good. We're good.
I love that. I love that I could be that person for some people. I have those people too. I love that I could be that person.
Takes 12 minutes to talk to a friend to make things better.
Absolutely.
Not cool, man.
Yeah, I've been on a roller coaster all day long. I will throw it to Drew that we have 3 announcements tonight. The second and the third are much more fun.
Yeah,
much more fun.
First one, in thoughts of aligning my schedule with my wife's schedule, we starting on June 12th, I believe we said.
Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks from right now.
June 12th will be the first day of, instead of on Wednesdays for the show, we will do Thursday nights for the show. It works out a little bit better for my wife and I's schedule. It also helps a whole lot for Kyle for if we run late, the next day is Friday, makes it a little bit easier to get through the day. It's not as midweek-ish. And as you guys in the comments have already probably realized, Thursday is a big football time. That was a joke because nobody in there, I'm pretty sure, watches a lot of football. Danielle, I know you watch football.
Danielle and Tyler.
But Shelby, you could care less. But at the end of the day, Thursday night football is on Thursdays, and we will be going live at the same time. But 90% of the audience that we have, I don't think follow sports as die-heartedly
as we'd like at times. So I guess, but it's here's the thing. I'm 100%. I'm 100% convinced that we could put on a better show than most Thursday night football games anyway.
Yeah, and that was a big comment from.
What we got? That
Randy
room looks
Williams.
swank. Randy, shout out to R-Dub, Randy Williams, the kingpin of ESPN Northwest Florida. We love you, Randy. Thank you for commenting. Tyler says he has one of those Space City jerseys. He wears it when he goes looking for the Northern Lights. A lot of people would wear it when they go to cheat on their significant other because cheating is a thing. I don't know why I went straight to cheating on the significant other, especially with the way we opened this podcast. But there we are. Nope.
I wear it when I'm going to take out the trash. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. That probably would have been a much better analogy, and now I'm going to have to...
Trying to go get a job at Waste Management.
Open mouth, instant foot. I thought I was going to have to go be a sanitation guy. I was...
Who's on TikTok?
That would be Kenny Wright commenting under Tyler Wright's account.
That is very
coming in from TikTok.
The color is very throwing me off.
Saying that Thursday works for him a little bit better, so that'll be good. Thursdays are I know that it's going to be difficult once football season does roll around. We'll do our best probably to keep the shows about an hour long that time of year because I mean there's a part of us. We have also agreed that the NFL schedule should be rolling out literally right now as we speak.
I think it did.
But the Dolphins and the Saints at some point will both play on a Thursday night football game, and when that does happen, we will probably not have shows so that we can watch our teams. I believe Florida State plays a game on a Thursday night this season, so we probably won't have a show that night. I mean, it'll be kind of the same way. It'll just be a little bit. We'll have something else going on while we're on the air, but I think on Wednesday nights, one of the things that's tough about it is we have quite like Scott, Tina, Brian Bassett. We have some people that don't get to watch us on Wednesday nights because they are in church.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rick and Lucinda, I think I don't know. I haven't seen them in the comments in a long time. I don't know what they do on Wednesday nights, but I think maybe Thursdays will open up a whole new possibility. We should be able to retain a good portion of our current listeners and hopefully get some new viewers.
Yeah, it's just more logistical for Thursday, and it's going to make more sense for. Hey, speak of the devil.
Holy cow! I literally say like old Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Say his name and he appears.
But yeah, it's just gonna number one help my marriage and
what? You said the other day I don't want to sacrifice my marriage for this show. It's like what a fucking sentence.
That's not why I'm watching Wild in Church.
And I just dropped an F-bomb. Sorry, Randy. Not a kid's show. Try earbuds. A good idea. Good thing you had them in right there.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Shout out Brian Bassett. I missed the hell out of that guy. It's been a very long time. But good news, Bri. Starting this Friday, I'll be a Monday to Friday guy again.
Bing, 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 bing.
I'll be off on the evenings.
Hey, we got a James Harris sighting.
Look at the comments rolling in. Bring it on. So once again, that's Thursday, June 12th. We'll be going to Thursday nights. It'll be the same show, same two idiots in here doing some stuff. The second big announcement that we'll get into, and then I'm going to save the other one for just a little bit later. The second big announcement is that on June 26th, that'll be 2 weeks after we move to Thursdays, our 1 year anniversary special here on the show.
Woohoo!
So Thursday, June 26th, mark your calendars. Just got done with church in time for you to curse. My bad, James. My bad. Thursday, June 26th, mark your calendars, the 1 year special. We're going to celebrate the 1 year anniversary the same way we opened this bad boy. We'll be doing the Hot Ones Challenge, and we're going to buy a whole new set.
Are we going to get the updated version?
We're going to get whatever the newest season is. So it'll be all new sauces for us. Of course, it'll still have the bomb in there. It'll still have the last dab.
Can we replace the bomb with
oh my gosh,
with like
chocolate
Tabasco?
syrup or something?
Tabasco.
Tabasco or just like Dawn dish soap or something a little less brutal. James, I would love to get you in here one Thursday night.
Yeah,
here soon. See, once again, maybe James is somebody that would have checked us out a few times, but he's a church fella. I think man, it's been a long time since I've seen you, James. A couple of years, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe our last interaction,
raw
Hot Ones finished with you should do the best of eating challenges.
Wow.
That's a good idea. I love that.
That is a great idea, Chef.
I would love to put together a clip, like a montage of like the best moments of our first year on the show. Maybe that's something I could work on the weekends.
If you guys have any specifics that come to your head, give us a shout.
Yeah, top moments from the show so far. That'll be a fun one. Well, maybe we'll take a week. Oh, maybe we'll maybe I'll air that instead of being live, because the week after that you'll be in you'll be gone.
The 4th. The
Yeah,
weekend
July
of the
4th week. So maybe I'll air that week. We'll figure it out. We can do hot ones again in October, and maybe it'll help put her in labor. Shelby says, "Didn't the one chip kill a kid?" I'm convinced that if the one chip challenge is going to kill anybody,
It's going to be one of us.
it's going to be me, more than likely. I'm severely overweight. I have AFib.
Severely.
So I would not less severe. It's gotten less severe. I will say. I feel like I'm trimming down a little bit.
You were posting the video and started talking about you trimming your beard and getting a haircut, and I was like, that's a good looking feller.
Oh,
I was thinking that,
stop,
and then you said, I was thinking that.
I'm also sweating severe. Like that. That is severe.
Playing basketball and then coming in here and
Terrible
that
idea.
fan.
Might go without a hat tonight.
That fan.
Is it
We
good?
need like 4 fans in here.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna invest in another fan.
But I was watching and Wet Dog Jelly Bean. Oof, yeah.
Nah, the jelly beans. I'm gonna tell you right now, those aren't happening.
We're not doing the jelly beans.
Those aren't happening. The only way they
we
come.
will show video of it.
I will 100% put that in the best of clip, but that will definitely not happen again. Dad commenting on TikTok saying leave time for golf. We do have an idea for that.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that over the next several months.
James, you did it twice?
Dude, the one chip, I've seen people like really good with spice just absolutely collapse over the one chip.
Ooh-wee.
The one chip is probably something that we do need to do on this show at some point.
Unfortunately,
I don't wanna.
Unfortunately, I know you're right.
I don't wanna. You saw what we did last week.
Danielle has a golf idea.
What's you'll have to tell me the golf idea. I would love.
Yeah, message us that. Don't spoil it.
I would love to know the golf idea.
Yeah, last week started fun, was interesting, and then the morning after was rough.
Shelby says that one chip is way worse than the bomb in her opinion. I don't want to. Never mind.
You did the one chip, Shelb?
Oh boy, I don't know. DB Bassett, shout out Brian Bassett saying, let's do the driving range. We need to rent it out we need to rent out Top Golf once it opens. We will 100% have Top Golf nights.
Oh, 100%.
I guess we can go ahead and use that as a as a segue.
Do a live TG.
Do a live at Top Golf. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. I'd love to.
I would love it because it's next door.
Yeah, it's really close for you.
I wouldn't have the drive this time.
All right.
It's a small sacrifice to hang out with my best friend.
Aw, baby.
That hour drive.
You're going to make
45.
third time's the charm. I'm telling you. You've made me blush twice.
Hey,
Telling you.
we might have to end this show early.
Jake McGowan coming in. Y'all got to watch the One Chip Challenge videos where they give homeless guys $50 if they...
Great watch. Oh my God. What the heck?
Holy cow.
Ooh, axe throwing.
I did do the one chip, she said, just a bite. No, you have to eat the whole chip.
We know someone to make it happen? What are we making happen?
I'm pretty sure Danielle's going to be employed at Top Golf.
She's
Yeah.
at Top Golf as well as...
I think she's leaving the old Irish pub.
Oh.
Not that, no spoilers, no free ads, but I think that's happening.
Well, I mean, do what you got to do, boo-boo.
While we got some listeners here, this is my favorite of our announcements tonight.
Oh, this is the best portion.
This is the best one. Really excited, guys, because... Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey, we're going to have a fan appreciation day. We're waiting on word from Drew Gorman. It's either going to be on June 28th or July 12th. Obviously, you guys will be watching here, so you'll be the first to know. But it's going to happen very soon. Having trouble with Facebook streaming, so Tyler went over to YouTube.
All right.
That's fine. Fan Appreciation Day is going to be on either Saturday, June 28th or Saturday, June 12th. I'll have an official date for you guys as soon as I can. It's in July?
July 12th. You said June.
Oh, June 28th or July 12th. It's going to be on one of those 2 days. We're having a get-together over here on the... we're having a get-together over here, probably at the house, I'd say. I'll cook a bunch of burgers and dogs. We'll have some... maybe we'll do some karaoke.
Some wiffle ball, blitz ball type
Yeah,
deal.
we'll play some wiffle ball. I probably will, unfortunately, have to sit that out these days.
Depending on
Maybe a little 3-point contest.
Depending on who shows up, because obviously if you're not an athletic person, then we won't subject you to doing that. But
Yeah.
we'll have by that point in time we'll have a idea of who all comes, who
Yeah.
all is wanting to come, and we'll have a wide array of games and fun and hanging out.
We will 100%. We will 100% have karaoke at some point
Oh, of course.
during that ordeal. And athletic or unathletic, you will be singing karaoke. Because I'll be, well, let's go there. I'll get on some Creed, baby.
Must be a right thing with the Facebook streaming not working.
Tyler Spalding is also saying he had an issue with
Oh.
Facebook is glitching. Danielle says, that's good. That's awesome. I love that for us. 90% of our fan base comes from Facebook. But here we are.
If you're if we're
My CD is scratching.
if you are glitching,
Yeet.
go to YouTube.
Yeet.
Greg.
What?
Why is your wife saying Greg? What?
What happened, Greg?
If you're go over to the YouTube, leave it at the table. We're still live there, and it should be good.
Yeet. I'm going to switch over to MySpace. He said, so Brian's not having an issue. Brian must be on like really good Wi-Fi. And everybody else that's watching the show tonight is on, probably to say, well, hey, I wasn't going to say him by name, but I did just pay my bill today. Everybody,
W-O-W.
and like ADHD Acres just said over on YouTube, everybody needs to be on YouTube anyway. Greg Sutton coming in from TikTok. That's who she meant by Greg. Come on.
Facebook is messing up.
That was my
Okay.
old boy. I got to hit one for him. Come on. White Sox 1-0, top of the fifth. Very unsurprising. The Cincinnati Reds are an absolute dumpster fire of a franchise. Boy, I wish this was a baseball podcast because I would absolutely unload on the Cincinnati Reds. However, even people who don't watch baseball and don't watch sports are kind of familiar with the Pete Rose situation. So I could dish out some stuff on that. That's pretty gross, honestly. That it went down exactly the way that baseball fans and just people in general have said for so many years, that as soon as Pete Rose dies, that's when they're going to decide to honor him. And then Rob Manfred, the biggest coward on the face of the earth, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, decides to get Pete Rose off the exempt list, alongside Shoeless Joe Jackson, by the way, which is also just way overdue.
Yeah, if you don't know that story, look it up. It's a great story.
It is, but it's
Sad.
But Pete Rose, greatest hitter of all time, the hit king to this day, probably an untouchable record if we're being honest, especially now that the league average has dropped like 30 points since he played.
Yeah. Closest person, Ichiro, and that even you have to add in the
Japan
baseball. I almost said Korean,
If you add in the Japan baseball, I think he actually has the record.
Yeah.
But
we don't.
But you know, the Pete Rose situation is so disgusting to me. Now, first of all, when it first got released, my initial reaction was that I think the oh hell, there we go. My initial reaction was that his family should turn it down.
Wow.
Like, don't honor him now.
Yeah.
However, it is bullshit, but Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame, and his family should want him in. Apparently, they're petitioning to get him on the ballot a lot sooner because he's not eligible until 2028. Because he still has to. They still have to go through that that 4 years before you're eligible. Once you're quote unquote retired.
Dumb.
So he still has to sit through that. So it's going to be 2028 before we even know if he gets into the Hall of Fame.
If the writers will allow him.
Yeah,
That's the dumbest part. Like, just,
and look, I'm okay with that part. If it gets to that, and the writers decide that they don't want him in, it is what it is. I'll obviously be upset, but the people that write about the sport, the people that love and respect this sport enough to have chased it as their passion, have decided officially that they don't think Pete Rose belongs. At that point, then it's no longer up to one person. Because for a long time, Bud Selig, the biggest piece of garbage that used to walk the planet Earth, didn't do anything about it. Rob Manfred, which, by the way, I said it to you earlier, I think I'm less pissed off about this if it was like a new commissioner just came in and was like, hey, my first big move is going to be getting Pete in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, let's do this. That's awesome. Rob Manfred is the biggest coward on planet Earth. He's been sitting on this for how long has Rob Manfred been the commissioner of Major League Baseball? It's been at least 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. Let's get an exact date on that.
Well, you get an exact date on that. But I think if it's not for that, then maybe I'm a little less upset about it. But now it literally went down exactly the way that so many people for so long said that it was going to go. What you got?
January 25th, 2015.
Okay, so 10 years. 10 years it took him.
Wow. I didn't know it was that.
We got ghost runners on second base. We got pitch clocks. We're getting ABS, automatic balls and strikes, robot umpires. But we're just now deciding after the man dies and cannot enjoy the fruits of his labor.
To me, it's
gross.
as a bystander.
This isn't even like coming from a Reds fan. I know I'm plastered in Reds gear right now, but that's not even a Reds fan perspective. Sorry, go ahead.
To me, it's very cowardly from Rob Manfred to do it now. Like, wait for him to die, to pass away, and then make that decision. Because at the end of the day, like, and even still, making him sit through 4 years, making everybody sit through 4 years of the waiting for him to go through that time frame. Whenever you look at literally everything, like, look at the ballot for this year, and there's the most recent players. Yes, it makes you feel old looking at the players available to go to the Hall of Fame. But you look at that, and year after year, over the past 5, 6, 7 years, every time I look at that, I'm going, none of these guys deserve the Hall. There's maybe one guy that you could look at and say, yeah, I'd give it to him.
Right.
But 1 out of 10 doesn't equal Pete Rose.
No.
Like, he would walk in if there would have never been any kind of scandal or anything. And it wasn't like he was, they let in people with the big old steroids.
People who literally cheated at the game of baseball. I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm a 100% believer. Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, they're all 3 Hall of Fame baseball players. And especially Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame. I'm a full believer of that. The steroids are not. But with that said, in that breath, you've got those guys. You've got Roger Clemens. All those guys are on the ballot every single year. Guys who, from certain perspectives, literally cheated at the game of baseball. They cheated. It's a cheating thing. Jose Altuve, no offense to you, but he's going to be on the Hall. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Jose Altuve, and he deserves it. He's going to be first ballot.
Yeah.
Alex Bregman, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he deserves it. They cheated at the game. They literally cheated the sport, and they're going to be Hall of Famers. But Pete Rose has to die for betting on his team to get in,
and
to even get an opportunity to get in. Sorry, go ahead.
This may be a hot take, especially coming from an Astros fan. But something you said about Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, the steroids guys, Mark McGwire, as much as cheating, even going to the Astros with the trash cans, as much as knowing what's coming and knowing that you're going to get a fastball or knowing that you're going to get a curveball or being jacked up to where you touch the ball and it's going to go 600 feet. What is the hardest thing in baseball?
Hitting a baseball.
Hitting a fastball. You might know it's coming, but if you're 2 inches or a centimeter above the launch angle,
right,
that ball's going into the ground.
Yep.
So it's still it's still, as much as you cheated as an Astro, you knew a curveball was coming. You still have to hit it on the right spot for it to go anywhere. You might have a little intuition going, okay, now I say intuition. You might know, hey, hold back, it's going to be a curveball, or load up now, it's going to be a fastball. But at the end of the day, you still have to put barrel to ball. They're not telling you, oh, it's a fastball, upper right quadrant. And for Pete Rose and for Barry Bonds and Rafael Palmeiro, steroids, it's not going to make you, yes, you're going to touch it and the ball's going to go 1,000,000 miles an hour, but there have been great, there was a, who played with him? Will Clark, old first baseman for Mississippi State. Then he went on to play for the San Francisco Giants. He told a story about when Barry Bonds was about to break Willie Mays' record. They were out of town. They were playing an away series, and he literally told them, "I'm not going to hit a home run. I want to break it back at the home ballpark." For 3 straight games, he hit nothing but lasers to the fence. He hit lasers. Soon as he gets back to McCovey Cove,
it is great to be here.
Soon as he gets back to Pittsburgh, and all he does, and he was like, okay, today, he says he sits there and goes, I'm going to hit the home run to break the record today. Willie's in attendance. I'm going to do it today. First at bat, loads one, hits one into McCovey Cove, into the water. That just shows you what type of ball player he was. He was a pro's pro. Yes, he took steroids. But at the end of the day, you still have to be able to put bat to ball and be competent at doing it, because it's very difficult to do that. Yes, it was. Kyle is trying to pull up an exact point that he's trying to make right now.
It was Daniel Tosh.
Yes. But to me, it's more in baseball. There's, yes, you can cheat, but there's so much more that you have to do to be able to. You have to put barrel to ball at the end of the day, and it's not the easiest thing to do by any means necessary. If you take steroids at football, it's going to make a bigger difference than steroids in baseball, in my opinion.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I'm trying to find. Man, I am trying so hard.
Yeah, Bo. The people have been stealing signs for years. The problem that the Astros did, it was more for it was whenever they introduced electronics. As soon as electronics were involved, that's when it became illegal. Because technically, you're still allowed to steal signs, just can't use any sort of electronics involved. But it's still just the toughest thing in sports to do. I can't stress it enough. And that was my biggest argument whenever the whole trash can incident came out. So it's the toughest thing. Yeah, it does make it a hell of a lot easier because you're loading up and I agree. The Astros should have been more punished than what they were. And as an Astros fan, I wholeheartedly believe that. But unfortunately, that's not how everything played out. And I could go on for hours about this. And I have tried to sway, back whenever we were doing the Right On Sports show, we had I'm going to call it the Let Me Cook session, because that's what it would be called now. But basically, at the end of each show, we all took turns basically standing on a hill, and we had to convince the others, like, hey, this is my argument.
We call that.
I don't remember, but my argument was, hey, it's time to it was during the Astros' next World Series run in 2019, and I said it was time for us to forgive the Astros. But you guys disagreed with me, but that was also, you guys loved, on that show, I was the butt of every joke, and everything that I said, you guys said was stupid, which I'm glad we're past that.
That's just because Nick's not here.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Here's how I feel with sports and steroids.
Yeah. And sports needs steroids. It does. Are you kidding me? Oh, baseball, certainly. Baseball's a strike away from being soccer. Yeah. And if you like soccer, well, welcome to America. See, our country already has entertainment, so watching people chase a ball for 4 hours to end 0-0 is not enjoyable unless, of course, the bleachers collapse and half of Europe dies.
Hey, is that me?
Baseball. Nobody wants to watch a pitching battle either. Let's hit the ball deep. Don't worry about your records either. For every superstar that's done steroids, 1 billion AA boys have juiced up. So the playing field is plenty even. We'll put an asterisk next to Barry Bonds' name, sure. As soon as we put one next to Babe Ruth's name. Getting to break records before black people were allowed to play? Excuse me? Where is that asterisk? Why don't people talk about that? Oh, I'd love to know how many homers the Babe would have hit had CeCe been throwing him 92-mile-an-hour sliders. Yeah, maybe the fat boy would have put the cigar down and quit pointing had Jose been allowed to swim 90 miles to throw him a junk ball. Don't worry if you don't follow. 90 miles is the distance from Key West to Cuba. Jose is a stereotypical name for a Latino ball player, and a junk ball is an impossible pitch to hit yard any place except for the new Yankee Stadium, which is a joke.
Shout out Dan Gonzalez.
Shout out to Danny G. But seriously, that's how I feel about steroids. Let it go. Let it go. Tyler, I had to find it. It was, I mean, it's worth it. It's hilarious. That whole stand-up is funny. But getting away from sports real quick, I want to recap the 3 big announcements because that was the point of tonight. All right. Number 1, starting on June 12th, we're moving to Thursday nights. It's a little bit better for us. I think it'll open up our fan base a little bit more. It's going to align with Drew's schedule so he can spend a little more time with his wife. Honestly, it's going to make some things a little more difficult on my side, but it's going to be okay. Rachel and I have we've already found a compromise for it. So we're good there. And so starting on Thursday, June 12th, Leave It at the Table's moving permanently to Thursday nights. Well, permanently with an asterisk. Even though we just spent a lot of time talking about asterisks. Number 2, which is, what was number 2? Okay, Thursday, June 26th. Yeah, Thursday, June 26th. 1 year special here on Leave It at the Table. We're going to be doing hot ones again. We'll be looking for some guests. I want to try to figure out a way to where we can get more than just 2 guests. We'll work on that.
I'm sure we'll be able to do it. We just need to do a little bit of a cleanup and rearranging.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll put together a Sunday to where we can get in here and do that.
I got ideas.
Okay, so Thursday, June 26th, the June 26th. I got the 28th in my head because that's the next thing, the biggest thing, the coolest thing in my opinion. That'll be Thursday, June 26th. Hot ones. We'll be looking for guests. We definitely want to have people in here that have supported us for the entire first year.
Yes.
Would be great. I don't know how many viewers we're going to get that night if we're having them all here, but Kyle McAlpin, you will not be here, you son of a bitch. But okay, what if we do hot ones, but we buy the jelly beans for him?
Oh, Mom.
Mom, you missed a lot. We're literally recapping it right now. And then, of course, the biggest one that we're so excited about, we're going to host a Fan Appreciation Day here at the house, either June 28th or July 12th. Either one of them will be on Saturdays. We'll give you guys some
more details.
Some more details as soon as we can. I don't know why I'm drawing blanks when I literally have the damn words written out on the flyer. But we're going to have a Fan Appreciation Day. We'll cook some burgers and dogs here at the house. You guys are the first to know about it just because you guys are watching the show live. Everybody that bought a T-shirt will get the first invites. They'll be the first to know. I want to think of something special to do for them as well.
Every time I see our logo, it makes me happy.
It does look good, doesn't it?
It does.
It's a very beautiful.
I don't know why I don't have my picture frame on my side.
Where the hell did what the hell happened? Chat GPT.
GPT. Yeah.
I have another T-shirt idea that
extra T.
yeah. I do have a I have another shirt idea that will probably be dropping at the 1 year mark.
Heck yeah.
So and I just gotta. We'll talk about the logistics of it. Text me about it so I remember to send that to you or talk to you about it. But I have another shirt idea that will probably get worked on here very soon. So be on the lookout for a design drop coming very soon. But Tyler Spalding, you still here?
T-Spald.
We'll talk about. I'm going to be starting working with him on Friday at. I don't know if I should say the name of the company out loud. I don't. You know what's funny is.
Oh, now you've got to be a little bit more selective of what you do and say. And
no. we just won't invite the boss to watch the show. I mean, I'm obviously it's not like we're doing Chippendales live here on the podcast. Although that would be a very fun.
I mean, we could.
Our viewers would probably either double,
skyrocket.
They would either double or we would lose everybody. I would ask permission before I say the name. See, Mom. There you go. If you have to ask, just say it.
That's why you're here.
I'll be starting a new Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 job. And I'm very excited. I'll be working with Tyler Spalding very closely with Tyler, is my understanding, which is
even better.
Which is fun, but it's like you don't want to disappoint your dad. You don't want to disappoint your friend. So I hope I do good for you, Ty. I hope I do. But I'm really excited. I'll tell you that. I'm extremely hyped to be home every night with the family. I think they're excited to have me. Taco Tuesdays are back, which is awesome for us. Could have fooled me. I was there for the last hot ones. You weren't here for real hot ones, though. I'll tell you, it's a lot worse when you're building up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one sauce, and it was,
There was 10 sauces involved in hot ones.
TikTok was kind of glitchy, too. Interesting.
Okay, well, maybe this is... Maybe Shelby, maybe you should look at your internet at some point.
Breaking down Magic Mike stuff. Heck yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in for McAlpin. Let's go, baby.
I'm in. Chef Ross says I might be able to cook if y'all do the party in July. I know Chef Chris is also offered to bring some ribs. Some old Bo's ribs, by the way. Which I usually say no free ads, but Bo's is
boy.
But Bo's is dead. So we can promote it. Dude, Taco Tuesdays are back here at the house, and Rachel and I are excited. I don't know if the fucking kids care, but Rachel and I are hyped because last night we had tacos. I made frozen margaritas. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Matter of fact, I might make one tonight. I just love a good frozen margarita.
They are nice.
So my internet is perfect. Okay. A lot of sketchy sauce going around.
Third.
It was a lot of weird stuff going on that night, Tyler. You were having to lick faces and moan in people's ear. And
rest in peace, Bo Studio.
RIP, but man, I miss the Bose studio. I need to give love to Chef Chris for a moment.
Go for it.
There's no confusion that Chef Chris and I just don't think it's obviously been on purpose at any point, but Chris and I have been Chris has been a part of some unfortunate situations that have more unfortunately snowballed to affect me negatively twice. And in big ways. And I love Chef Chris to death. There's a reason. First of all, none of this is possible without him.
Oh, 100%.
None of this is possible. But unfortunately, like I said, unfortunately, he had two bad things happen in his life that snowballed into affecting me negatively as well. Yeah. But there he goes. Holy shit! Here we go.
What the hell?
Holy! Do I just need to Donald Trump? Donald Trump.
People's names. Good
Holy
Lord!
cow.
How the hell does that keep happening?
Yeah, that's
Oh
insane.
my God.
But Rachel and I. We went to, we had our anniversary, which I did not shout out last week because I'm a terrible husband. But shout out to my beautiful wife. Happy belated anniversary to you. Rachel and I went over to St. Andrew's Bodega on, I don't know if it was on our anniversary or the day before.
I think it was the day before.
I think it was the day before. It was on May 3rd. That's right, because May the 4th was on a Saturday. We went on a Friday night. We went and watched Thunderbolts, which, by the way, if you're into the Marvel stuff, since Endgame, Thunderbolts, the best movie that's come out.
Wow.
And like insane, incredibly good, hilarious, and just action-packed through and through. Very good movie. I know we don't talk a lot of Marvel here. You're not a big Marvel fan. I would love to talk about it more sometime, but very good movie.
You'd have to give me like a week to watch everything.
Yeah, like if you,
I'm not caught up.
There's
at
like
all.
35 movies now. You would need more than a week. It would. Yeah. So we went over to San Andreas Bodega, which is where Chris is the. I don't want to misquote, but I believe Chris is the head chef over at the bodega. And dude, we had just an incredible experience that he designed for us by hand. We started off with some Caesar salads, some like whole heads of like mini heads of romaine. That I believe he had like a green pepper aioli on the bottom of the plate, some house-made Caesar dressing, you could tell, then like whole hearts of romaine, and it was so good, dude. It was so good. Of course, I got Rachel. I told him that she loves a good sweet white wine, and he got her a dessert wine that was just really good for her. I was drinking Coors Banquet, baby, like my boy Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai. Got to give the shout out to Cobra Kai. So I was drinking Coors Banquet. She was drinking wine, and the second course, he brings out this weird thing, dude. And when he put it down, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna test our limits tonight. He made an omelet, and he had the old school Bose white barbecue sauce on top with caviar on top of it. I've never tried caviar. I don't know if you've ever tried caviar.
Never been pleasured.
So when he put it down, I'm like,
Came out weird.
because the thought of exactly never been pleasured. So when he put it down, dude, all I can think was, what is caviar, right? We all know what caviar is. It's fish eggs, right? When he puts it down, like, oh boy, here we go. We're testing our boundaries tonight. And he said that to us. He says, we're going to test your boundaries tonight. I know you guys don't love seafood, which was
Extra
really directed at Rachel. But, dude, let me tell you right now. I get it. I get the caviar hype now. And so damn good. Yeah. So damn good. The omelet was cooked to perfection. I mean, it was good to have that little taste of Bose back, which was not our last little taste of Bose for the night, because then the last thing we got, well, not the last thing, our entree. Like, Chris, how big was that tomahawk? He brings us this, like,
Did the picture do it justice?
dude, it was, I promise you, like, it was almost a two-hand lift. Two-hand lift. Like, I will tell, like, I've never lifted meat that heavy. And, yeah, the joke is intended. It 100%. Dude, it was a perfect medium rare. It was beautifully cooked.
38 ounce?
38 ounce, yeah. So 38 ounce tomahawk ribeye. Rachel and I split it. We had two little sides of succotash, 2 little sides of sweet potato puree, 2 old school Bose biscuits were on the plate, and some bone marrow. Don't know if you've ever tried that. I wasn't huge on it, but Rachel loved it. And then I forgot where the butter came from, Chris, but he had butter from like another country that they had imported that was on the plate, and it was fantastic as well. And then the last thing of the night, dude, we had a good bread pudding dessert. Like a white chocolate blueberry bread pudding.
Place?
Yeah.
Okay, I will be taking Michaela there.
I will say it won't be our last time. And I hit Chris up a few days beforehand, and God bless you, Chris. That was just incredible, dude. And I can't express just how thankful we were for that. But man,
I will be Normandy, France.
So it came from Normandy, France. There you go.
I will be in attendance sometime soon. I don't know exactly when, but it will be sometime soon.
Dude, I hit him up, and I'm not going to put the number out there because some part of me thinks that like this was an only me thing
867
at the time.
309.
However, I said, hey, I want to do something beautiful for her. She deserves it. Unfortunately, the last year and a half have been just rough dog shit for us. It's been terrible. Since December of 2023, we've had just it's been garbage for us, really. And it even goes back a little bit to further than that, to like her grandmother died, her uncle died shortly after, or vice versa, and then my grandpa died, and then we were both in accidents, like inches from joining the club there with the grandparents. Then of course you fast forward to September, I lose my job, I dislocate my knee. Dude, everything sucked. And even here recently, dude, like not to get on here and complain, because our mental health episode is more than likely going to be next week. Not to get on here and complain, but our washer went out, our dishwasher went out, my car broke down, her car broke down, and now, as of today, our dryer's broken. So it's like,
String them up, baby.
all this stuff keeps happening, and I hit up Chris and I'm like, dude, she deserves the world. I want to do something nice to her. I don't have a crazy budget, but here's the budget I do have, and it was not low. I don't, for me at least, it was not a low budget. I hit him up, and dude, I said, here's how much I want to spend after tip, and I was able to leave a really good tip for our server, and she was awesome. I think her name was Danielle, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out Danielle.
I think you guys need to move.
But it was maybe Indian burial ground, something. I don't know what's happening here. But
When it rains, it pours.
But dude,
Ain't that the truth?
just shout out to Chris for making that happen. It was a beautiful, beautiful night. Delicious food. Best steak I've ever had.
Wow.
I mean, I can say that confidently. Second best was the one I made on Valentine's Day. But this was definitely the best. So shout out to Chris. Love you very much. Love you. Should we recap one more time? So for anybody that came in late, the 3 major announcements from tonight.
Recap and let's get this walk going.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Carson.
We have promised Carson that we're going to go on a walk tonight.
Yeah.
So if he's still interested,
We had to beg him to go outside because if you've met the boy, he's whiter than me, and I was born this way. And so we were just like, hey, let's go outside. Let's go spend some time outside. And
looks
hang
like
out.
Nick Swardson's character from the Benchwarmers.
Hot, sun bad, sun bad. And so we all go outside as me, 2 dads and their kids, and we end up shooting some hoops, playing basketball. Carson's having
Terrible idea, by the way. Terrible idea.
Yeah, Carson's having a blast, and he was like, me and Kyle are getting done playing, like shooting hoops, and we're about to walk in, and he goes, hey guys, come on, like, can we go for a walk, like me, you, and Drew? Come on, Dad, can we go? We're like, after the show, like we're done sweating for now, like after the show. He goes, but like, can Drew go too? And I'm like, I'll stay if you still want to go. Like, we got to do it after the show. He kept asking over and over. So like, I'm destined to go on a walk with Carson now.
Yep.
As long as he's still up for it.
As long as he's still in, we're going to go for a walk after the show. So to recap one more time, I'll give it to you.
We are moving to Thursdays on June 12th.
Yep.
We have on June 26th, we will have our 1-year anniversary special. And then either June 28th or July 12th, we're having a fan appreciation cookout here at Kyle's place. You will get more details as we decide which day and as we send out invites. If you bought a shirt, you'll be the first to know about the date and the location. And from that point on, we will send out invites from there. But obviously, it'll be
The invites are
family oriented.
yeah.
And we just want to, the invites are more for, not necessarily exclusive to just people who have supported us for the whole year, but the people who have been here from day one will get first dibs.
Basically, it's going to go, everybody that bought a shirt will get an invite on Facebook to the event. And then everybody that finds out about it through the show from there.
We will do that, Brian. We will put them on, we'll make a Facebook post and we'll put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there we go. So with that being said, guys, we're going to go take Carson on a little walk. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys so much. Remember, we'll be back next week on Wednesday, and the week after that on Wednesday, and then after that, we'll be off. I'm sorry. So next week we'll be here on Wednesday. The week after that we're off. And then the following week we'll be back on Thursday. So next week, our last Wednesday episode. So we'll do a little mental health talk next week, a little more serious of a conversation.
Love you guys.
Love you guys very much. And we'll see you next week.
Appreciate every one of you.